how do you figure out the right tech when you're building your online funnel? And there's just so many platforms out there that do so many different things that you could spend months researching and agonizing over a decision. And then even when you get it, you've got things that at one end of the spectrum are really easy for a beginner to get their head around, all the way up to things that basically require an entire IT department just to keep running. So how do you know what's best for you and your situation? So that's what I'm going to break down in this video. See, I'm Ed Erickson, and I run a digital agency called Pitch Perfect Digital, and we build online funnels for our clients. So in this video today, I'm going to focus on one main question when it comes to building your funnel. And that is, do I get one of those all-in-one funnel builders like ClickFunnels, for example? Or do I build my funnel up from parts, using different elements, on different platforms and then connect them all together? Now, which one is right for you? It is going to depend on a lot of factors. So I'm going to dig into the big pros and cons of each, and then you can make your own decisions about where you fit and what's going to be best in your business. All right, let's start by talking about the all-in-one funnel builders. Now, these days you've got a lot of choices in this kind of a platform, although ClickFunnels certainly is still the most popular. So thinking about the pros of the all-in-one builders. And first, it's convenient, right? You've got everything that you need to build your entire online presence in one place. So you don't have to worry about going to 12 different websites to do different things, right? It's all right there for you. So it's convenient. The second big pro when you're using one of these all-in-one platforms is you never have to worry about integration problems, because these were all developed by the same team, right, with the express purpose that they all work together. So you can be pretty much assured that these are going to work seamlessly together within that platform. And your third big pro is that many times, though not always, going with the all-in-one platform can actually be a little bit less expensive. Now, those are certainly good things to consider on the plus side, but there are negatives to going with the all-in-one platform too. So let's talk about what those could be. And the first negative that you have with an all-in-one platform is that you're putting all your eggs in one basket. And what I mean by that is you're putting your entire online business onto a single platform. So if anything ever happens to that platform, you're screwed. So you might want to think about, am I comfortable taking the risk of having essentially my entire online presence in one place? Now, I'm not saying that a lot of these are going to go out of business tomorrow or anything, definitely not. But it is a risk when everything is in one spot. Something happens to that one thing, you have a big problem. Now, the other con when you're looking at these all-in-one builders is the generalist versus specialist problem. Right? The all-in-one builders, they do everything. So they're sort of the generalists, right? They do it all. But they probably don't do any individual element the best. So you're trading off perhaps some robustness in functionality or quality of code or any number of other things in exchange for having this whole that does everything and works together. So if you are really particular about having the best at every step of the process, you might not want to go with an all-in-one that's trying to accomplish everything. And third, you're going to be completely beholden to their development schedule. So say there's a particular feature that you want or need to have to really make your funnel work. Well, if it's not part of their system already, it may or may not ever become part of their development roadmap, and you're just going to have to live with that. So those are your cons when you're dealing with an all-in-one platform. So again, the pros are that it's convenient, that the integrations always work, and that it can be cheaper, though it's not 100%. But on the flip side, all your eggs are in one basket. You're getting sort of a generalist instead of a specialist, and you're at the mercy of their development schedule for features that you need. Now we've talked about the all-in-one option, so let's talk about the alternative, which is building your own funnel from different pieces. Now, there can be some big pros to this approach, and one of them being that you get to pick the absolute best fit component for every step of your funnel when you're doing it this way. The second big pro when you're building it from parts is that you're dealing with specialists. Remember, in the case of the all-in-ones, we were talking about a generalist who was trying to do everything. Well, now you're dealing with specialists that are making one piece really work well. So if that's something that's important to you, you're able to pick the best in each one. And then the third big pro to building it up yourself from components is that as technologies change or approaches change, you can swap out those individual parts without having to rebuild the whole funnel or having to wait for the all-in-one provider to decide if and when they may actually include that in their development schedule. Now, building it up from components also has a bunch of cons. The first one being making all of those individual pieces talk to each other can be tricky, and in some cases, it's just not possible. So there's a lot more work and experimentation that you have to go into to make sure that everybody can talk to everybody and that the pieces can connect the way that you need them to. Now, the other potential big con to doing it this way is that in general, it's going to take a bit more tech skill and effort to keep everything running smoothly. And then the third potential con of building it up this way is that by the time you pay for all the individual pieces, it may be more expensive than an all-in-one solution. So again, if you're going to go the I want to build my own custom one approach, your big pros are that you get to pick the exact best fit at every step of the way. You get to work with a bunch of specialists, and you get to be able to swap out pieces, as new technology comes along. And on the con side, like I said, it's trickier to integrate. It generally requires a higher level of tech skill and more effort to keep it all working, and it can potentially be more expensive. Here are the things that might suggest that an all-in-one option would be better for you. One, you don't want to have to learn to use a bunch of different tools, and you'd rather just learn to use one. Second is, maybe you're a little bit less tech savvy, in which case an all-in-one option is probably going to be better for you. Third is that you don't mind having less control over all the exact features and functionality that go into your tech. And four, you're okay with the idea that you're building your whole business on a single platform. And the build from parts option could be better for you if any of these four things are true. One, that you can or you want to learn how to use multiple different platforms. Two, that you're able to do the amount of research up front to understand what all the components you need are and how to select the one that's going to be the best for you. Third, that you're tech savvy enough to understand how to make all these things talk to each other and keep that working. And four, that you really want to have a high level of control over each individual piece of your funnel. So there you go. Those are the pros and the cons and how you might decide whether you want to go with an all-in-one funnel builder or you want to build your own funnel from pieces. Now, if you found this helpful, well, follow us on Facebook and Instagram and get more tips like this.